Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
feel like I should be a backup singer or dancer, and I should be going on that. I like it, though. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's pretty cool. And I feel like I should be a backup dancer. In my next life, I will be a singer because I just wish I could sing. I cannot sing. Trust me, you do not want me to hear me sing. I know some people are like, everybody can sing. You just have to practice. No, I'm here to tell you not everybody can sing. My husband can sing, my son can sing, and even my daughter can sing pretty decent. And that's good enough because you definitely don't want to hear me sing. When they were babies, they used to shush me. If I was singing to my kids, they'd be like, Mom, shh, shh, shh. So, I can take a hint. Anyway, how are you doing today? Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio. I am so glad you're here. Thursday, I don't have to tell you because we talked about it yesterday, that the weeks keep going by faster and faster. Today on the farm, I had a little metaphor for life here, from the farm. I feel like my farm teaches me something almost every day. I have such gratitude for being on my farm. I was talking to somebody the other day. I can't remember who it was, but she said to me, if it weren't for my farm, I'd probably be crazy. And that resonated with me, I don't know if I'd be totally crazy, but, I resonated with me. I understood completely what she said. She was telling me that, it's kept me sane. And so every day I'm out on my farm and I get to be out there with my animals. Something's always teaching me a lesson. And the other day on the show, I was telling you, like the yogis say, no mud, no lotus, right? No mud, no lotus. Well, I'm kind of like more of a no poop, no pasture type of girl. Take a look at this picture. Right? I'm sorry. I know. Here I am. We talk about poop all the time on the show because it's, it's a vital sign. And here I am showing you a picture of my poop. Not my poop. my Highlanders poop. My cattle's poop. But look at that. Do you see how the green is growing straight through that manure, straight through that fertilizer? And that's just like a metaphor for life, Without the poop, you don't get the pasture. You don't get the green. You don't get the growth. And we're living in a society right now where we've been led to believe, I believe on purpose, that you don't need the poop. In fact, we can just put some synthetic poop on that and make it grow, and there'll be no consequences to that. And that, friends, is a lie. That is not the way nature works. That is not the way we were intended to exist here on the planet, by faking everything and trying to make the pasture grow. Go with the system. Go with the natural system of life, and things will just work out better, Let's get into today's show. I have a daily topic I want to talk about, which is understanding the cult. This is super important because I say the word cult all the time, and I think people think, oh, what is she talking about? But it's a cult. The medical mafia, whatever you want to call it, it's got cult-like tendencies. And I always like to point them out because I feel like if we can identify cult tendencies, then they won't be so impactful on us, right? We can identify them for what they are and move on. So today I want to talk about that. We'll get to some clips I brought for you today that I think you'll find quite hilarious because when I was watching them, I just thought, wow, we lived through that. We lived through the propaganda craziness of COVID, and sometimes it feels like everybody's forgotten just how nuts it got. And so I'm going to remind you about just how nuts it got. AI, of course, we talk about that here all the time, but as it relates to health, it is already currently replacing your doctor. I told you so. It's just so funny, how ironic, because we had all these doctors that were like, I'm just doing it for my job. I got to keep my job. Yeah. and I said it. I've said it many, many times on my show. You ain't keeping your job. You should side with your patients because your job is already gone. That was years ago now, and here we are. Here we are. AI is replacing your doctor. I got a story for you about that. ICE bought some biotech. ICE, as in immigration, ICE. They bought some biotech for eye scanning. Like Minority Report, that retina scanning stuff that we thought, oh, that's just in the movies. No, it's here. So we're going to visit about that. And then did you know that they're feeding your cows soy to an incredible level? And you are what you eat, including you are what your animals eat if you are an animal protein eater. Our health topic today is about your adrenals. I'm going to talk about who is susceptible to adrenal burnout and why. And then, of course, we have a naturally inspired moment. And it's going to be a good one. So you want to stay tuned for it. It's going to be a really good one. One that I think today's naturally inspired moment is so applicable that you will be able to listen to it and start applying it immediately. So let's get started. I want to share with you first up. We'll have time for one clip, I think. This is why I say it's a cult. Okay. And we are so there's one group of people clearly living in virtual reality now, clearly living in virtual reality. I call them bots or body. They're a little body. That's a new term. I'm coining it. Are they a little body? You know what I'm talking about? A little glazed over, a little like you're looking in, but nobody's home. They don't get you. It's a little body. And let's go straight to the clip because this man is a lot body. This is Stephen Colbert. Check it out.
Oh, there's bad news of fans of living because Health Secretary RFK Jr. just pulled $500 million in funding for vaccine development. Now, we have 10 more months of this show, and I want to give a measured, nonpartisan response here. You roid-addled Nepo commie. Specifically, Bobby Jr. is nixing 22 projects that use mRNA technology. But that's the latest vaccine technology. That's like saying, kids, I'm turning off the GPS. We're going to make our way to Six Flags by using the stars. Hand Daddy the sextant. Yes, crank down windows in Daddy's car. There you go. All right, there you go. Now, yesterday, RFK Jr. tried to defend the indefensible.
Most of these shots are for flu or COVID, but as the pandemic showed us, mRNA vaccines don't perform well against viruses that infect the upper respiratory tract.
Counterpoint, you roadkill munching, Luddite human Slim Jim. You're gonna kill people. Why would you say that mRNA vaccines don't perform well against upper respiratory infections? The National Institutes of Health said they prevented an estimated 14.4 million deaths. Why on earth is RFK Jr. so anxious to fill our streets with dead bodies?
These are my two ravens.
Oh, right. I forgot. They do love the...
Isn't that incredible? What I don't ever indulge in any of that stuff because but it's like they're coming from a different planet. It's like, gosh, I remember a few years ago there was a show called Black Mirror, and it really was displaying a lot of this stuff of this virtual reality kind of social credit score world. Everything is very fake, And when I see that, I feel like I'm in a Black Mirror episode. It's so strange. let's unpack it, because I want to point out some key propaganda there to make it easy to identify. Stay tuned. It's Thursday, and this is Naturally Inspired Radio. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Thank you so much. We're back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. So glad you're joining me today, exposing the lies of healthcare and the deception behind the medical mafia. I want to talk a little bit before we get back into identifying the propaganda. Let's talk a little bit about the history behind propaganda and kind of where that was born. Because at the beginning of COVID, I started visiting a lot of material from Edward Bernays because I couldn't understand why people were just like going along with everything, even though it was clear to me that this was not based in real health, right? All these edicts that were being pumped out, mandates and all that stuff, none of it was based in health. And that was very obvious to me, you know, being a avid researcher of health and doing what I do. I knew it wasn't based in health. None of the advice they were giving was based in health. So I ended up trying to dive in and understand how they were manipulating people to believe what they wanted them to believe and ultimately get them to what they wanted them to do. And I ended up reading a lot of Edward Bernays. about him and about how this concept. So a lot of, I think somebody said the other day, over 60% of our economy is based on consumerism, right? Just buying stuff. And that didn't happen by accident. Once upon a time, Americans bought things because they needed them. You know, we were conditioned to buy things as we needed them. One pair of shoes, you know, one coat, one winter coat, maybe, you know, a couple of sweaters, just like what you basically needed. And it wasn't really till Edward Bernays came on the scene when his uncle, Sigmund Freud, understood the psychology behind consumerism and how to push that. And Edward Bernays, you know, he was a huge part of switching our economy into consumerism. If he could get the American people to believe that they needed more stuff than they actually needed, that this would cause an economic boom. And that's essentially what happened. And we've been on that boom this entire time. Now we've had these micro movements. Do you remember the minimalist movement? You know, where people were starting to not consume as much, but it hasn't really taken off. I mean, there's this kind of surfacey, trendy part of being a minimalist, but, you know, we're still, you know, buying, you know, ridiculously expensive labeled things. I'm just not that type of person. But that, you know, you can buy the same purse. The purse with the certain logo on it is like $3,000. You can buy the exact same purse for like $50. Like, what are you doing? That's the way my brain works, but not everybody's brain works that way. I get it. You like to be, you know, and I'm not shaming anybody around that. I'm just trying to point out, if you're going to do that, know that that's what you're doing. You know, I'm all about informed consent. I'm all about freedom. I'm totally fine with the choices that you make. Absolutely. I want you to live free. I want you to have what you want to have and all that, but I don't want you to be manipulated. That's where I have a problem, right? When you're manipulated, when you understand that you're paying for that label, you're paying for the fancy label and you're okay with that, fine. But if you're being conned into thinking that this thing's a better quality product, or this thing does things better, or this works for you, or and it doesn't, that's where I take up issue. So that's why it's so important, you know. That's why I started studying neuro-linguistic programming, not because I want to use it, but because I want to identify it. And then I want to tell everybody how to identify it, because that way you never get conned, you know. You can mindfully opt into things. Oh yeah, okay, I see the value in that. You know what? I don't really care. I like it. I want it. Fine. That's totally fine. So Stephen Colbert is heavily funded by pharmaceutical companies because he works for a mainstream media company. And I'm not even going to speculate what else Stephen Colbert is involved in. But this guy was incredibly nervous through COVID, you know, and anybody who challenges that go along to get along kind of narrative, he gets really angry at, as you can see there. So the first bit of propaganda in that clip that we just played, I want to point out, is, did you see the picture they chose, the still picture that they chose to show of Bobby Kennedy? You know, his face is all screwed up and he looks like he's like aggressive. That's very purposeful, right? That's selected. And then, you know, the short clip of him with the Ravens, again, it's a very short clip. That I've seen that whole clip, and he was doing a series of, you know, walks in nature, so to speak, because he grew up, you know, picking up salamanders and connecting to the earth and, you know, grabbing snakes and being down in the swamp and stuff like that, which, you know, connects you to nature, keeps you tethered to reality, right? So that's what that video was about, was, you know, he's in nature. And what he's trying to do is, show people, hey, man, let's get back to nature because this is what true health is. And in contrast, when you look at the Stephen Colbert set and you look at Stephen Colbert, and not to mention the guy can't navigate to Six Flags by himself. Oh, boy. I just, flex, but my husband is so good at directions. I don't even worry about ever where we go. And he almost never uses GPS because like what kind of man can't get to his family to Six Flags unless he has GPS? Like, you're weird. Like, that's weird. That's weird. Whatever. That's just my opinion. No shade on people that use GPS. I use it. But the way he delivered that, right? Like, oh, you're stupid if you don't use GPS? What? No, I actually think you're smart if you don't use GPS, right? Like, you know how to read a map still, and you have a sense of direction, maybe? Like, it's just bizarre. These people are bizarre. Like I said, it's a cult, and they have their tenets in their cult, and it's very much technology and dependence. It's about dependence. And they're totally fine with dependence. They want you to be dependent because they're selling you the dependence. And here's some proof of that. Here's my second clip with Stephen Colbert. I'm sure you've seen this one, but it's just a little reminder, right? Just a little reminder of how nuts this is. Take a look.
The vaccine.
Do you remember that? I mean, come on. I don't even, this is bad propaganda, This is child's play propaganda, These are the childlike tactics. It's fun. It's great. Come and get yourself shot up with some mRNA. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty crazy. But that's what we lived through. It's understanding kind of how there are moving parts to the cult. There are paid funnels. And platforms like the Stephen Colbert Show or, even Howard Stern, I heard recently in the news that he's been canceled. And Stephen Colbert is canceled as well. I'm sure Howard Stern will probably start a podcast or whatever. I think he has a bit of a cult following, literally cult following. You got to be in the cult to listen to these guys. There's no red flags that go up for you when you watch something like that. Are there no red flags? Cut to commercial from sponsored by Pfizer. Like, it's bizarre. Wakey, people, right? Wakey. There's a lot of moving parts to the cult. There's paid funnels like that. Stephen Colbert show is one paid funnel for propaganda. It's just, that's all it is. Just slips in little product mentions here and there, does little dances, attacks, reasonability, right? Bobby Kennedy, very reasonable, very, very reasonable. Not if you're Stephen Colbert leading for the cult. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio, the anti-cult radio show. Not here to tell you what to think. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health? help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time. Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredраdio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the simple radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
We're back. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm so glad you're here. I want to tell you what Karen from Colorado said. She said, I have struggled for years with fatigue and brain fog, and I've always chalked it up to aging. So not true. But after just a few weeks on your cellular reset, I felt like someone turned the lights back on. My energy is steady all day, and I'm finally sleeping through the night, and I had no idea that my cells needed this much support. That is because of what is quickly becoming my favorite product, my cellular reset. I crave this stuff every day now at 3 because it's so powerful. It tastes great. And getting results from it, just feeling really vital, after workouts. I did a hard workout today, and I'm feeling still full of energy today. I'm not feeling tired or weighed down or foggy headed or anything like that. So I myself am getting good results from it, and many of you are. I know that you've texted in new testimonials. I just have to compile them. I'm going to share them with you every day. Thank you so much for sending them to me. If you are on the cellular reset already, please tell me how it's working for you. I want to know. So far, I have heard from people that are, getting results with UTIs, chronic yeast infections, inflammation, joint pain, all kinds of things. So let's add more to the list because we want to connect more people to real solutions for health. Okay. let's get back to the cult topic. I had a great conversation with a new friend today in Michigan, and she was bringing up Medicare. And it reminded me, I haven't talked about Medicare for a while, but here's another sign. If you want to know, like if you're one of these people that's like, oh, we need universal basic healthcare for everybody, healthcare for everybody, just take a peek at Medicare. Because I don't think most of us know what Medicare is. And I talked about it several months ago because I had another friend who was a partner, actually, a sponsored partner in for Naturally Inspired Radio, who helped people understand Medicare. And so I sat through his presentation, and after that, Jason and I were like, oh my, what? Like what? So be patient with me if you already know about Medicare, but there's a lot of people who don't. Because did you know that if you don't opt into it at 65, that you accrue penalties? And so if you're thinking that you want universal health care, you better think again, because let me tell you, there is no freedom in anything that the government controls. Nada. Nothing. That's the point of it. Right? If we can get everybody to opt in to the government programs, then we can control everybody. And now more than ever, I'm telling you, now more than ever, you are going to want your freedom when it comes to medicine. Because we've got all these things coming in, right? I mean, for goodness sakes, Trump again. The beautiful mRNA vaccine, right? The warp speed or what is happening there? All I can think of as what's happening there is that man has a one-track mind. Business. He's all about business. You know, that's what he cares about. That's what he knows. That's what he was brought up on. He knows about business. And yes, mRNA technology is good business. It certainly is good business, let me tell you. It's a plug and play medicine, right? mRNA technology platform is plug and play. We can make an injection for anything. And so, of course, anybody who is focused on business is never going to put down the mRNA technology because it's a huge opportunity. Never mind that it's killing people, causing blood clots, myocarditis, and stroke, and sometimes tumors, and weird, what I call Frankenviruses, which are like viruses, but not. I don't know, like they're almost like they're evolved viruses, right? I get a lot of texts recently about hand, foot, mouth, and it doesn't look like hand, foot, mouth. It looks more like chickenpox. It's weird. And I just say, yeah, I think that's the Frankenvirus epidemic from the mRNA manipulation. That's just my opinion, speculation. I'm not an expert. So don't take my word for it. I'm just speculating here. Anyway, government equals no free choice. Okay. And I've told you about predictive medicine. It is going to get really weird with predictive medicine. Predictive medicine is a term I have coined, and it is a whole new marketplace for big pharma. Meaning we're going to predict through your genome what's going to happen to you, say, I don't know, when you're 40, 45. And so we're going to start treating you for what will happen to you when you're 40, 45, when you're born. The problem with that theory is that it's not true and it's not provable because we are more than a bag of genes. You know, I tell you, I've been down so many different podcasts recently about AI, about technology and whatnot. And it's freaky because the truth about science is that we know 0%. We have a 0% understanding of reality. Now, we have a lot of theories. And some of these theories we can kind of test and prove and make things work out. But the truth is we have 0% solid evidence of reality. And so everything that we're manufacturing, these theories and blah, 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 there's always going to be outliers and consequences to everything, you know? And so therefore, if there's going to be outliers and consequences to everything, especially negative consequences when it comes to science, then there must be choice. We have to allow for this variable of it doesn't work every time on every body the same. We have to allow for that because it doesn't, and you can't prove that it does. So that's why we have to keep it open. Now, if you want some government health care, just wait till you're 65 because you'll get it. Because if you don't get it, you'll be in trouble. They'll fine you. So really quick, Medicare is obviously a U.S. government health insurance program. It covers people 65 and older. It has 4 parts. There's A, which is hospital insurance. There's B, which is doctor's visits and outpatient care. There's C, which is Medicare Advantage, private plans that bundle A, B, and often D. And then there's D, the prescription drug coverage. Now, what I get on my text line and in my community is, I don't want D. I don't want any of it. I don't want to do it. And talking to my new friend in Michigan today, she was telling me, yeah, I still make money and they make me be a part of this at 65 and I still make money. And so they're telling me I owe over $600 a month for Medicare. And then you're going to have to fight and prove if you want to, if you object to that. So understand that you have to opt in at 65. And if you don't, there's penalties involved. I just say that because I think so many of us, like you and me, like, I don't want to partake in this. And so we're like, yeah, we're not going to do it. Who cares? We'll just ignore it. Maybe don't ignore it. Especially with what's coming in, because we don't want to red flag ourselves in this system that we have coming in with mass surveillance, right? Biotech, tracking and tracing. It's not right. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm obviously not a fan, but this is what I'm saying. It's a cult. It's a medical mafia, because if you don't do it, we're going to inflict pain on you. You don't have the right to opt out without penalty. That's a cult. And there's many moving parts to the cult. And one moving part supports the next. It's just a fascinating concept to think like you pay into this your whole life, right? And same with insurance, same with regular private insurance. You're paying them for them to tell you what you can do with your body, because they'll deny your claim in a heartbeat, right? They're not going to be paying for your massage therapy. They're not going to be paying for your acupuncture treatments endlessly that you need. They're not going to pay for your somatic healing. They're not going to pay for your supplements that you need, but they'll pay for your medications. They got little deals worked out. Why not? It actually comes back. They get a clawback, You step outside of that system where they can't get the claw back. Nope, you don't get to be in the system. It's a cult. I prove it to you day in and day out. It is definitely a cult. I want to talk about the algorithm. First part of the next hour coming up. But as soon as we come back, it's time for the Naturally Inspired Moment. And we're going to talk about your behavior today. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
Find us on your favorite platform. We're live streaming. Catch our show on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, Twitch, DLive, Kick, and more. Podcast, listen anytime on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, and all the major platforms. Of course, find us on social media. Connect to us with Facebook, Instagram, on X, or formerly known as Twitter, Getter, Gab, and others. All you got to do is search Tammy Cuthbert Garcia or Naturally Inspired Radio, either one. We're everywhere you are. I promise we are. For today's Naturally Inspired moment, I want to talk about 5 things everyone must know about their own behavior. Patterns. They're a risk. We risk falling into cycles that sabotage our success and our fulfillment and our purpose. Everybody does it. Number 1, you're always running a program, so know what it is. Most of our daily behavior is subconscious. So we form that subconscious early in life from our experiences, from family dynamics, from culture, and of course from trauma. And if you're living on planet Earth, you got trauma. It's all relative. If you're not consciously examining your patterns, then you're unconsciously repeating them. And that means your life is being driven by beliefs you didn't choose. So if you aren't picking the program, this is why the algorithm is so powerful. It picks the programming for you. And it doesn't mean that it's for the best possible outcome for you. We're often attracted to things that make us be stuck in a state of fear, worry, or doubt. We're not so much attracted to things that push us to grow, that make us a little uncomfortable, push us outside our box. That's not what we're attracted to. When we're plugged into the portal, as I like to call it now, it's not a phone anymore, it's a portal to me. When we're plugged into the portal, when we slip through the portal, That's programming that we have no intention over, right? We didn't intend to take in whatever programming that is. So if you aren't picking your programming, it's being picked for you. And literally your thoughts are being run by somebody else. Every time I pick up my phone now, I think of that. I think just the mindfulness of knowing that changes the way you use your portal. Here's a question for you. What is your dominant thought today? What is your dominant thought today? And think about why. Is it helping you, that dominant thought? Is it getting you closer to your goal? Or are you focused on something that is meaningless? Maybe it's drama. Maybe it's actually harmful. Maybe it's, causing you pain. So I'm going to start using that, just check in throughout the day because, being mindful like this takes work. It's like a muscle. You have to build it, right? You have to build your mindset. It doesn't just happen. It's easy for the algorithm to lead you wherever it wants to go. And quite honestly, it lacks discipline to let it lead you there. You're lacking discipline if you're letting it lead you there. It takes a little effort to be disciplined, but it is so worth it. Do you want the results that you really want? Then you got to start exercising the muscle of discipline when it comes to intention. So what is your dominant thought today? Write it down. Number 2, what you avoid controls you. Avoidance is a behavior pattern that creates massive life limitations, whether it's conflict, discipline, rejection, or failure. What you avoid will quietly run your life and keep you small. Facing the hard things is what leads to growth. If you don't face it, it shapes you. Do the hard stuff first. Take care of the hard stuff first. Just get it out of the way. Because otherwise it'll just ruminate in here, right? It just goes around and around and around. And then you're not thinking about the things that you should be thinking about that get you the results that you want. Number 3, you will sabotage what you don't believe you deserve. This is a big one for a lot of people. Unconscious beliefs about your worth will quietly erode your progress. If you don't believe you're worthy of love, health, wealth, or peace, you'll subconsciously destroy the very things you say you want. You got to check your story behind your behavior. Why am I doing that, right? Procrastination is a big one. And what I learned about procrastination is that it's actually stems from abandonment in trauma, having abandonment issues. You don't think you deserve your success. It's fascinating the way the brain will accommodate trauma. Number 4, comfort is addictive and it's a trap. Comfort zones are not safe. They're stifling. Over time, a pattern of choosing comfort over challenge leads to dull, unfulfilled life. Growth, impact, and health live outside of easy. That's what I'm saying. It's easy to go along with the algorithm because it's giving you exactly what you want, where you're comfortable, what you want to see more of. But it doesn't give you what you need or what you say you want for yourself. Every next level of your life requires a different version of you. That's the transformation process I talk about all the time, right? Where it isn't about getting to the finish line. It's about who you're becoming before you get to the finish line. That's the good stuff. That's the stuff that's going to give you all the toolkit that you need to cross the finish line and keep going. That's a different person. You're still you, but now you're the type of person, you're the kind of person that has the skill set to achieve the results that you want. So don't cheat the transformation process. It's the most important part. And if you want to cheat the transformation process like so many people do, I'm thinking of like Ozempic or even, gastric bypass surgery and all. That's cheating the transformation process. And shame on people for making you think that that would be a real solution. That cheating you out of the transformation process, the work that it takes to become the person who can maintain a healthy weight, shame on them. They cheated you. And you believed them. And it's not true. You got to do the work. There's no way around it. Your grandma was right when she said there's no free lunch. There isn't. This one's important. You become what you repeat. Success is not an act. Neither is failure. They are the results of repeated behaviors over time. Your habits, thoughts, food, relationship, and language, they're either building your life up or they're breaking it. If it's not aligned with where you want to go, it's time to interrupt the pattern. And it starts with checking these behaviors, and it starts with asking yourself, what is your dominant thought today? And then little by little, imagine if you did that every day, right? And then you implemented some of these techniques like we were talking about yesterday about changing your state, right? So you get on that repetitive downward spiral of the thought process of, oh, this is never going to work. Oh, that happened. This person did that to me. It's not going to work. I can't do it. You know that thought process? You interrupt the pattern, put on some music, sing to it, make yourself, move your body, change your state, right? Change your actual physical status and then get yourself back on track. What is my dominant thought today? And that dominant thought should be what you want. It should be uplifting. It should be encouraging. I deserve good results. I am capable of this. The only thing between where you are now and where you want to be is time. It's not talent. I don't believe in talent anymore. A lot of people throw that word around. I don't believe in talent. I believe in steady, consistent action over time on repeat. Some people can do it in a short amount of time. Some people can do it in a longer amount of time. Some people it takes a long time, but we can all get there. I know it. I've seen it. I've lived it. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. We got the second hour coming up. Terry Fox is going to join us from Fox Haven Aesthetics. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, This system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.
Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected Stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
We are back into the second hour of Naturally Inspired Radio. So glad you're joining me today. Of course, this is where we expose the corruption in the healthcare model, and we go head to head with the medical mafia. So glad you are here to get these real solutions for health. Got some great stories coming up for you. I want to start with AI. I've been telling you, you know that. I've been telling you. We've been telling each other, because so many of you are so well informed, and you knew what was going on as well. But thankfully, we found each other, to be able to have this community and understand that this is indeed what is happening. The whole campaign against, you can be whatever you want to be, the LGBTQFR plus, blah, that was all propaganda, people. It was all propaganda. And it was set to lead us into this transhumanism, right? Where you can be anything you want. All you got to do is upregulate your genes, that whole thing. And because we are going to a technology-based medical model, and we are, there's not going to be a need for doctors anymore. I'm speculating here, but my feeling is, based on my research and all the patterns that I see forming here, it's going to very much be like a technician-based type of medical model. We don't necessarily need doctors anymore. We might have some specialists here and there that can operate certain, technology to do surgeries and whatnot. But for the most part, all your medical needs will be catered to by AI, and it's unfolding right in front of your eyes. Take a look at this clip. This is a viral clip from I think it started on TikTok. Maybe it's a physician telling you his experience, his real life experience now as a doctor with his patients. Here it is.
I don't know about other doctors out there, but for the first time these past few weeks, I am truly feeling that our days are numbered because of AI. And that is because at least my patients are coming in with very, very difficult questions. They're high level, very granular and nuanced type of questions that I've never been asked before in previous years. And they are coming in with way more knowledge about what's going on with them. And they are, I feel like, using that to at least kind of probe the doctor, at least me, about like how much they know. And I think they use like these questions to kind of gauge their competence, because they're using these AI chatbots to get a lot of base information that they would get from their doctor. So now they're entering the office visit with the next level of questions. And I just don't think doctors are going to be used to that, especially if you've kind of been coasting for a while, barely keeping up with your CME, or maybe you're not in academics and you're not constantly staying current. And and I'm not saying that just because you don't know some random fact that you're not a good doctor, but I think real or perceived, patients are going to use this as a measuring stick to see how good their doctor is. Like, for instance, I was asked just the other week what the incidence rate is for retinal detachment in the United States. And I've never been asked that type of questions. I don't think patients typically ask about epidemiology. And I was like, 1 in 10,000, I think. And he was like, yes, that is what I read as well. And I just felt like I was in the hot seat and I was being interrogated or pinned by an attending. And I think that's fine. I'm all for like patient autonomy and being able to vet their doctor, but I think this is going to have an unfortunate unintended consequence of eroding trust between physician and patient, because it's already strained to begin with. And just now with AI, I think patients are going to realize that they can get a lot of stuff that they need from their AI chatbot. And with that, the level of expectations from a real in-person human doctor is just going to go even higher, because what can you offer me that I can't already get from my phone in 2 seconds for free?
Oh, so many thoughts around this. Okay. Because the first thing that I'm thinking of, first of all, I have empathy for this guy because he seems like a pretty cool dude. Like he's just telling you how it is. This is what he's experiencing. He acknowledges that the patient-physician relationship is already strained. Well, gee, thank your local corporation for that, bud. Thank your hospital system for that. Thank the erosion of medical doctors actually running their own business. See, because they don't anymore. It's like 17% of all doctors actually run their own business. And just so happens that a lot of those doctors during COVID were actually treating people beyond the protocol that was recommended through the hospital systems, which was remdesivir in a vent, which killed people. Like a high rate. I can't, I got so many numbers in my head, I can't recall, but it's like, I want to say it was like close to 80% of people that went on remdesivir in a vent died. And that was the treatment protocol from the top down, from the hospital system CEO that probably isn't even a doctor, that and the insurance companies, what they approved for treatment, because the insurance companies, we all know, they actually approve the treatment. They're the ones that decide how you're going to get treated. So those doctors that stayed in the system during COVID or whatever, they just did whatever they were told to do. Like, yeah, of course you're going to get replaced by AI because you're already a bot. Very, very few of you, if you're working in a hospital system, like a corporate hospital system, which that's where most of them work, all but 17%, right? And even that 17% probably have to go into hospital systems from time to time because they need privileges there. So you're already a bot, and so you don't have a purpose anymore. And it's so ironic because, I've had a few run-ins with a few medical practitioners over my time. And it's always this kind of snarky attitude like, don't compare your Google degree with my medical degree. Okay, well, here we are. Here we are. We can compare our AI degrees with your medical degrees, and it's outperforming them. So what does the new system look like? I'm not sure. I think there will be very specialized technicians, like I said, that are hyper trained on performing procedures using tech. But most of your interaction will be done, I think, through your portal, aka your phone, right? Through your portal. And you'll be submitting your diagnostics, through your wearable device, or maybe not even a wearable device, right? Maybe just through your frequency that is, beamed up to the Borg, right? Your electric energy that is being read from the frequency of from the internet. It's being uploaded into the internet. Into the cloud, whatever you want to call it. But Eric Schmidt, this is not crazy talk, okay? Because Eric Schmidt talks about it. Eric Schmidt, of course, former CEO of Google, now in biotech exclusively, AI and whatnot. He paints the picture of a world where you don't have any devices. Nothing. you're equipped under your skin to upload information, data into your own personal health record. And then the AI will say, oh, you better turn up your blood pressure medication because your blood pressure's a little high. And then, I don't know, maybe a drone comes and delivers your pills to you. Or goodness, maybe you just have a pump installed that releases a little puff into your body. I have to laugh, but like, seriously, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. And if you think that sounds like heaven, if you think that sounds like convenience or whatever, then I would say smack yourself upside the head because you're losing your consciousness. You're being sucked into the algorithm and you're not thinking critically. You're giving away your autonomy. Giving away your autonomy for convenience and for comfort and to be led by an algorithm for corporate gain and control. Sounds like serious stuff. I hate to be so serious on a Thursday afternoon. Stay tuned, everybody. Be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
David said, and I quote, "Tammy sees the whole person, not just the symptoms. Through her guidance, I've completely reset my lifestyle. I eat cleaner. I take smarter supplements and a mindset shift I didn't even know I needed. The Naturally Inspired community has become my health family. That's from David in California. And we're so grateful for everyone that's a part of the Naturally Inspired community. You know, we have people that log in to our weekly wellness workshops because, you know, they work nights or they can't make it Tuesday nights at 7:00. But it's still a community. You know, that people get a lot out of logging in on demand and listening to the conversation after it's happened. Many people like to attend it live, which is awesome. We love having you there live because it just is more dynamic, you know, but I understand everybody's got different schedules and whatnot, but we are a community, and it's a community that supports your journey onto optimum health, keeps each other sane. You know, we keep each other sane here because we know what's going on. And I think there's a lot of value in that. You don't have to be an isolationist. You don't have to be there by yourself. Come on in. We're waiting for you. You can get signed up for an assessment with me at naturallyinspiredstore.com. We'll spend 30 minutes together. I do this all day long, and I love meeting with you. I love learning your stories. You know, I mean, gosh, sometimes I just feel so, you know, upset that it's happened to you. But we get you straightened out. It shouldn't have happened, and I'm sorry that it did. But if you find yourself in that spot, then get yourself booked an assessment and come on out and join the Naturally Inspired community. Naturallyinspiredstore.com is where you can book the assessment with me. It's free, 30 minutes. You and I will get it worked out. Okay, ICE. Have you heard this? ICE has bought Biotech for eye scanning. So the new ICE procurement of mobile iris scanning technology. There's several news articles out about this today. ICE plans to purchase mobile iris biometric systems, specifically the Morris and the IRIS, the IRIS platforms from Massachusetts-based BI Squared Technologies under a sole source contract. Here's how it works. IRIS provides a national web-based iris biometric network for rapid identification, capturing over 265 unique iris characteristics. Morris brings this capability into the field. Agents can use smartphones or other devices to scan a person's iris and authenticate them against national or DHS database in real time, even up to 1 meter away. This is freaky. With built-in liveness detection. Where and by whom it's used, originally designated for sheriff's offices to manage inmate identification during intake and release, these systems are now targeted for deployment by ICE enforcement and removal operations division, especially during deportation activities and field operations. You guys, this stuff always expands. You know, we're one attack, right? Well, you know what I'm talking about? One attack, one kind of 9/11 type of thing, away from all of us having to do this. Because all it takes is one event. You know that. And there will be no escaping this stuff, you know? And you know, you still got these people that are just like snoring. They're so asleep, you might as well be walking around snoring. Well, why do you care? You don't do anything wrong, do you? Ha 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 ha. Well, no, I don't do anything wrong. But define wrong. Define wrong. Or having a few head of cattle, is that wrong? Because if you're a climate cultist, it is. Having a truck, putting gas in a truck, needing a truck to haul hay, is that wrong? Could be, under the climate cult. What about if I don't want to take medications because my genome said that I need these medications, and if I don't take them, then I'm a burden on the universal healthcare system, and so take the medications or maybe there's no access to the grocery store for you to take your medications. Do you see where this is going? I don't understand how people don't see where this is going, because even the right will they'll applaud this stuff because they think, yeah, round up those immigrants, right? You're not forward thinking here, because it always starts small and it expands, because you know why? Government is not designed to reel itself in. It's not designed to do that. It's designed to expand. Our role as its citizenry is to push back on it. And see, what's happening now is that people they have a mind virus because they are controlled by their algorithm through the portal. They don't do any critical thinking anymore. Not everybody, obviously. There's people listening to this and other programs like this and acting in an appropriate way. But there's too many people that aren't. And that's kind of terrifying. At 4:30 here in just 5 minutes, the fabulous Terry Fox is going to be joining us. Terry Fox from Fox Haven Aesthetics. We're going to be talking about your skincare needs. You know, it's important, although I'm always an advocate for understanding what's going on inside your body. I understand the need to want to take care of the outside as well. We're going to be talking about skincare and what you can do about it. So you want to stay tuned for that conversation. Before we go to break, I want to tell you, did you know that these industrial ranchers are feeding your cows soy? And industrial ranchers, also known as conventional feedlot operators or CAFOs, CAFOs, often feed cattle soy-based feed for one reason and one reason only: to promote rapid weight gain at low cost. So it's cheap, calorie-dense food. Soybeans, especially soybean meal, yuck, are a byproduct of the soy oil industry. They're cheap, high in protein, and calorie dense, making them a perfect filler to fatten cattle quickly before slaughter. High protein for muscle and fat growth. Soybean meal is about 44 to 48% protein and is used to accelerate muscle development and fat marbling. And often in just 12 to 15 months. It's readily available from the GMO agriculture, which is genetically modified, sprayed heavily with glyphosate, and it's not human grade. Often byproducts are soy that wouldn't make it into the food markets. That is what your cattle are eating. They often do part of a mixed ration feed. So it's not just soy, but it's part of a total mixed ration, like corn silage, distiller grains, cottonseed meal, animal byproduct fats, antibiotics, and growth promoting additives. Here's the concern with feeding your cattle soy. It's not natural for ruminants. So cows are biologically designed to digest grass and forage, not soy or corn. And it disrupts their gut microbiome, increases acidity in the rumen, leading to acidosis and the need for antibiotics. It creates systemic inflammation in the animal. It's heavily tied to industrial inputs. Soy-fed cattle are typically given antibiotics to prevent disease from poor gut health and close quarters. The impact on human health and the environment: meat from soy-fed cows has a worse omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. It's linked to glyphosate residue exposure. Industrial soy farming contributes to soil degradation, of course, deforestation, and biodiversity loss. So that poop you saw with my pasture growing through it, it kills that process. It kills that process. So here, alternatives, of course, of regenerative and grass-fed ranching. That's why we love Pumpkin Creek Ranch, and I'm always promoting them. A family-based ranch that has returned to regenerative. You won't find soy in the diet there. You are what you eat. You are what you eat. And if you're eating beef that is raised on soy, gosh, the amount of soy that's in our diet, it is astounding. It's no wonder why we see such a drop in testosterone in men, and we're seeing, all these different side effects from high soy diets in men especially. It's because soy is the oils in your dressings, they're in your crackers, they're in your chips. All your ultra-processed foods contain soy, and so do your whole foods if you're buying beef from a grocery store. The more you know about what you eat, the healthier you'll be. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert-Garcia. Coming up, Terry Fox from Fox Haven Aesthetics. Can't wait to chat with him. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
We are back. You're listening to the chats cracking me up here. Terry Fox cracking jokes in the chat here before he even gets on air. He's cracking me up. Terry Fox is a passionate, holistic esthetician and founder. Did I say esthetician? He's not. Well, he's kind of an esthetician. He's an acupuncturist, but he works on your skin. We'll talk about it. And he's the founder of Fox Haven Aesthetics, where beauty meets wellness from the inside out, with a deep belief that radiant skin is a reflection of inner balance. He combines advanced aesthetic techniques from the Chinese medicine perspective with natural, toxin-free skincare to help clients restore confidence and glow naturally. Terry Fox, welcome. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. Glad to be here.
Good. Yeah, we're laughing in the chat because Terry's picking on our little fat dog in the commercial there. We're preaching health, and we've got obesity in our dogs in our commercials.
I've got a couple of pugs at home, so I'm just like, oh my gosh.
You have to really watch their weight, don't you?
Yes. Yeah. They will eat themselves. They'll founder themselves.
Yeah. Do you do acupuncture on your dogs?
So far, my little pups have been pretty healthy, but prior I had a pug for about 16 years. And when he got older, yes, I did do acupuncture on him.
It's fascinating. I was just talking to somebody the other day too, then I recommended you to them. I still think people don't understand the power of acupuncture, especially when it comes to beauty. I never thought about it until I met you. So can you explain to our audience what you can do for people and why you think it's important that people understand that this is a modality for, aging and lessening the impacts of age?
Right off the bat, health is beauty. Okay. So traditional Chinese medicine is holistic medicine. That means it treats the whole person. So when I'm working with someone who looks in the mirror and isn't happy with what they see, the first thing we start talking about is their health. And that includes not only their physical health, but their mental, emotional health. And all of that shows up on the face. So if you're unhealthy physically, that's going to reflect. If you have mental, emotional issues that, you've gone through trauma, or, you've got emotions that are stuck that you haven't processed, those show up on your face as well. So what I do as a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner is I assess your health, and then we use acupuncture, Chinese herbal medicine, Korean skincare products. I got a lot of tools in my bag of tricks, but none of them are toxic. We're not using Botox or fillers or surgery. These are all time-tested techniques proven with traditional Chinese medicine to help improve your health, increase local circulation, increase collagen and elastin production, help reduce the look of the fine lines and wrinkles by, one, releasing tight muscles, tightening loose muscles or saggy tissue, and also helping you process those emotions that write those lines on your face. So there's a whole heck of a lot to it.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit, like I know a lot of women, and myself included from time to time, if I'm not taking proper care of myself, that experience like tight neck and shoulders. Does this have an impact on our face?
You bet it does. The whole body's connected. So if you're constantly staring at a computer screen, or you're staring at your phone, or you're on the driving all the time, and your neck and shoulders get tight, all that fascia and connective tissue is connected to your face. And so that tension can show up there, most certainly.
Oh, it's so fascinating. And so talk to me a little bit too about the emotions piece of it. So when someone comes in to see you, say their primary goal is, I want to get rid of these lines right here. What will happen? What will you do?
Well, the first thing is I assess, okay, which lines are we talking about? Because certain lines equate to specific emotions. And so these lines that you've pointed at, these nasolabial lines, those are in Chinese medicine face reading called purpose lines. And so people who have, matured and kind of found what their purpose in life is, and they're going after it, they develop those lines. And so I don't be too terrible to have. And that's one of the things that I try to do is teach my patients, okay, some of these lines tell a story that actually isn't a bad story. Other lines, for example, may mean that you're a very angry or frustrated person a lot. Or other lines might mean that you've got a lot of sadness and grief that you haven't processed. Okay, well, with those lines, we can work with those and alleviate them and help you process those emotions. And those lines will alleviate themselves. But it all kind of depends on what story you want people reading when they look at your face, because we're all natural face readers. I mean, it's generally subconscious. Some of us have studied it, some of us haven't, but all of us as human beings pick up on those things just naturally.
Oh, I love that you bring that up, because we've been talking about kind of that theme of higher faculties, right? Developing our higher faculties. And I've always gone back to the traditional Chinese medicine, because it just feels like the truth to me.
It's amazing the wisdom that these ancient Chinese docs had. They were big observers of nature, these Taoist doctors. And really, that's all they did, was kind of observe nature and how the human body reacted to it. And they say our bodies are essentially a microcosm to the macrocosm of nature. And so that's kind of how we diagnose things. We talk about wind, dryness, dampness, heat, cold, and how these all can affect the body, both externally. Say you're working a job at a meat packing plant, you're in the freezer all day, even though it's in the middle of summer, and by gosh, you get sick. Well, why? Because there's a cold invasion when your body should have the pores open during the summer season. So it's about living in harmony with the seasons, and of course, eating in harmony with the seasons as well. Eating seasonal foods helps the body in that specific season. So right now we're in the midst of summer. It's 99 degrees out there. We're sweating. Watermelon is a beautiful thing to eat in the summer because it helps cool the body off. It promotes urination. It helps us sweat. It hydrates the body. It cools us off. We don't eat watermelon in the winter.
Right.
But if you do, you're probably going to find yourself with some digestive problems because it's cooling when we already have it cold outside. Traditional Chinese medicine is very kind of common sense in that regard.
Yeah,
so it's just a lot of wisdom to it.
Yeah. So when someone comes to see you, like, is it kind of a two-pronged approach then, or maybe even a multifaceted approach where you're thinking, you treat, because you got to let go of the anxiety, or you got to let go of some pain when you're treating your face if you're wanting to get right. So explain that to me. How do you approach that?
Well, primarily, I go through your medical history. I go through your diet. I go through your lifestyle. We talk about your emotional state. And then we talk about what to do with it. For example, with the emotional part, a lot of it's just becoming aware of it. Most of us aren't tuned into our bodies. We're so tuned into everything outside. We're tuned into our screens, but not tuned in right in here. And so the first thing that I do is I start making people aware of their own bodies and getting them to tune in so that they can actually start feeling their feelings. We're so trained a lot of times to tune out of those or to stuff those down because, well, those are negative feelings. I don't want to feel those right now. I'd rather just go ahead and distract myself with YouTube or Instagram and get that dopamine hit instead of dealing with what I really need to deal with.
Yeah, because it's uncomfortable, right? And
right.
I'm calling this thing, that we call a phone, I'm calling it the portal now. Because that's what I feel like it is. It's sucking people in. It's a portal. You hardly see anybody talking on the phones anymore, Terry. It's a portal that's taking them into an experience in virtual reality. And that's creating the emotions we're feeling every day. We're not even intentional with our emotions. And we're wearing them on our face. When we come back, we're going to go step by step in how Terry treats. You do have an alternative to Botox. It's called No Tox. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay tuned. Terry Fox with FoxHavenAesthetics.com. Visit there now. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time. Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.
I love this. Terry Fox has developed a clarity quiz because we don't always know, like, what do I need to do? What do I ask for if I go in there? What do I want? So he's developed a Get Foxy Skin Clarity Quiz. You can get to it at foxhavenaesthetics.com. It's a simple quiz to kind of define what you should be looking for out of your skincare. Welcome back to Naturally Inspired Radio, Terry Fox. I love this. Tell me about this survey that you've developed and why you've developed it.
Well, I had so many people asking me, well, I don't know what I need. What can you tell me what I need? Do I need acupuncture? Do I need microneedling? Do I need herbs? Do I need LED light therapy? Do I need Korean skincare products? Do I need this? Do I need that? And I finally went, you know what? Let's make this simple. Let's just put something online, and it's 20 questions, or maybe it's 22. It's under 25. And you go through it, and it will help you kind of figure out, okay, are you needing services? Are you needing acupuncture and microneedling? Are you needing products? Are you just kind of trying to figure things out, and maybe you want to start small with some little things? Or are you wanting to just like dive headfirst into the whole shebang and do every single thing that you can? This will help give you some clarity. And then if you take this quiz and you're still kind of going, I don't know, then you can schedule a free 15-minute video call with me.
Oh,
And we'll make
perfect.
that happen.
Oh, that's
There's a little
awesome.
link at the bottom of the quiz when you finish the quiz that you can set that up if need be.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm really curious about this topic. I want to ask you about, what does the tongue do in Chinese medicine? What does it tell you in Chinese medicine?
Well, we've got this thing in Chinese medicine called tongue diagnosis.
Okay.
And you wouldn't think looking at your tongue would be able to tell you anything at all. But in traditional Chinese medicine, certain areas of the tongue correspond to specific organ systems in the body. And so we can look at the tongue, we can look at the tongue color, we can look at the tongue shape, we can look at tongue features like the raised papillae, or if there's any sort of cracking in the tongue. We can also look at the tongue coating, and the color and the thickness of the coating also have diagnostic significances, really, especially regarding the gut microbiome. If there's imbalances in the gut microbiome, the tongue coating will change. And so
Oh,
we
that's
use this
fascinating.
tongue diagnosis to tell us what's going on with the state of the digestive system, as well as the state of the blood. If your tongue is a pale color, it might mean you're a little bit blood deficient, or maybe if it's a dark purple color, maybe your circulation isn't as good. We also look at the sublingual veins underneath the tongue. And if those veins are dark and distended, that also tells me, okay, the circulation may be sluggish. Or if the veins are completely pale, okay, well, then we're looking at some blood deficiency. Maybe we need to work on tonifying the body's blood. Or working with the circulatory system. So there's a lot of information that we can get just by looking at the tongue.
That is so cool, because you could do that online too, right? When you're doing a
Yes.
video call with somebody, that's easy. Tell me about the cracking. What does the cracking mean? Let's give people some idea
Certainly.
of what that might mean.
Well, we look at in this case, the tongue is sort of like, the ground. Again, we're using natural phenomena here. So if you're looking at a piece of ground, if there's cracking in the ground, what does that mean? There's a lack of moisture. That ground is dry and cracked. Well, we can see cracking in your tongue and say, okay, there is somewhere a lack of moisture or an imbalance in water metabolism. There's something there that isn't allowing moisture to flow freely and smoothly in the body. And that can be a lack of moisture, or maybe there's a preponderance of heat and inflammation that could be drying out that moisture. So we've got to kind of figure that out. It's a yin and yang balance sort of thing.
Oh, so interesting. And what about the coating on the tongue? Because I think I remember, learning about candida and stuff. And if your tongue's really heavily coated, that could mean candida. Is that right?
Yes. Traditional Chinese medicine, we don't really talk a whole lot about bacteria. They didn't have microscopes back then. So what we would talk about is phlegm and dampness. And so if we've got, ideally, you want to have a nice, rooted, thin, white tongue coat. Like if you look at a baby's tongue, you'll see they've just got a very thin, white coat. And that's what you want on your tongue. If it's really thick and yellow or thick and white, okay, we've got a preponderance of dampness or phlegm. The white is more of a cool indicator, whereas the yellow color indicates heat and inflammation. So depending on what presents, then we can use specific points and specific herbs to balance that out. So if it's a cold type condition, okay, we want to use heat. If it's a heat type condition, we want to cool things off. Make sense?
Yeah, that's so fascinating. It's just so interesting how many cues, first of all, how many cues the body does give, right? It's all communication. And then also how we've lost the thread on how to read the cues.
It blows my mind. When I went to acupuncture school and started learning this, I was like, How do we not know this? I mean, it's funny. They have us start looking at our tongues and paying attention to our urinary functions and our bowel habits and menstrual cycles. And all of those are very diagnostic, but we're so trained in our society to just ignore those things.
Yeah. Oh, many of my clients deal with menstrual issues, Terry, and it is not treated like a vital sign. And that's the first thing I tell my clients. Like, listen, your menstrual cycle is like your heartbeat. It is like your blood pressure. It is a vital sign. If you're having trouble with it, you need to listen, right? And acupuncture is fantastic for menstrual problems, isn't it?
You bet it is. It is absolutely amazing. My wife used to have endometriosis. And when I first went to acupuncture school, I ended up having her see one of my teachers. And within 3 months of weekly treatments, acupuncture and herbal medicine, she had no cramping.
Wow.
None. And that lasted her for several years. Wow. And she's not a needle person, so.
But she was willing to be, right? Yeah.
Well, those cramps were so debilitating. She said, "Oh, the needles can't be any worse."
Yes.
And it made a huge difference for her.
Right. What do people mean when, you hear the term like stuck chi? What does that mean?
Qi, the Chinese medicine idea of qi is that it's supposed to be the body's internal energy that makes us animated living human beings. That's kind of a mystical sort of explanation. I mean, if we're talking modern, it could be the body's electricity, the body's magnetism, the body's gasotransmitters, things like sulfur dioxide and nitric oxide. There's all sorts of explanations of what qi is, but the idea is that qi needs to be flowing freely and smoothly through the body. Qi pushes the blood engenders the qi, and they're actually kind of the same substance. It's just one's more material, one's more ethereal. But the idea is that it has to circulate and move in order for us to be pain-free, healthy, and happy individuals. And if qi isn't moving, if it's stuck in some sort of fashion, that's when we get illness and pain and problems.
It makes a lot of sense. It seems simple, right? But I mean, the body is really pretty simple. It's just we've complicated it so much, right?
In some ways. In other ways, again, it's just like in Chinese medicine thought. You have the yin and the yang. The body can be very simple in a lot of ways. It can be very complex in a lot of ways. And they balance each other out.
Yeah. So I love this, that you're offering this online component, right? So someone can take the survey, right? Take the survey, figure out what they need, book a 15-minute free consultation with you, and you can provide guidance and service and wonderful Chinese medicine products, and you can get on a journey, to an aesthetic place where you want to be without toxifying yourself. Terry Fox. Terry Fox with Fox Haven Aesthetics, everybody. Visit foxhavenaesthetics.com today. Take the survey. This man's a wealth of information. Thanks, Terry, for being on today.
You bet. Thank you. I'm here for you, naturally inspired listeners.
Thanks, everybody.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com. Or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites. And click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.